Hi there, my name is Stephanie and welcome to Sewing with Stephanie. As you know, this is the place where we take sewing and turn it into the modern age, making it cool, fun, and relevant for what you guys want to wear today. So make sure you follow along by hitting the subscribe button below and clicking like, thumbs up, and then also be sure to follow me on my Instagram at The Style Safari and my blog, thestylesafari.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to create the basic torso drape, both the front and the back, exactly like you see here. The basic torso or the basic dress foundation, as you can use those terms interchangeably, torso or dress, is great and it's one of the most versatile drapes that you will create. Because it drapes to the widest part of the hip, you can use it for elongated blouses or almost any dress style as well. So it's a really great foundational shape to have and to use that slipper again and again. In order to get started, we're going to start the exact same way we did to create our basic bodice. We have a piece of muslin here that has the cross grain already marked across. So I'm going to lay that cross grain just about even with the bust apex, and then I'm going to pin right at the apex to secure. I'm going to go quickly through this as I've already explained. You can watch the full process in the basic bodice tutorial. Basically, I'm smoothing out up to the neck, making sure that that cross grain line stays horizontal all the way up to the center front. And then I'm going to start cutting away. Just as in the basic bodice drape, you do also want to make sure that you are taking into account either an 1/8 to a 1/4 inch of ease, depending on the bust size, right at the middle of the armhole here. So the exact same. And then pull that side seam so it's nice and fitted. Now that I have the top nice and smooth, my neckline is all marked out. I have slashed to that neckline curve in order to make sure that there is no extra whiskering. And then I want to come back in here at the armhole and just remove that excess fabric. The next steps in draping your basic torso foundation are very important. Smooth out the muslin all the way to the front center line and mark a pin right where the center front meets that hip line that you've marked off using your satin ribbon. Then smooth the fabric over all the way to the side seam and repeat. So you have pulled the fabric taut at the bust and taut at the widest part of the hip. Then you want to smooth out that side seam. So come in with another pin and mark off that waistline. If you want to go ahead and add a few more pins to secure, you're more than welcome. And then I would go back in with your scissors and just remove a bit of the excess fabric. That way you can see the smooth line that you have at the waist. So this is the only part that really differs from draping the basic bodice to the basic torso. Put the pin right at that center front where it meets the waistline, and then pull in your dart just as you would for draping the basic bodice. I'm just going to create a few initial pins in here, just fabric to fabric, so I'm not securing the fabric to the mannequin in any way. Once I have that dart pinned out, I'm going to go back in and relieve some of the tension and then double check. So I'm going to cut all the way to that waistline and see how that removes a little bit of the tension right here, and then I can go back and repin that. It's nice and smooth right there. Same thing along the hip. So what we've created is this drape that runs along the grain along the center front and along the cross grain at the hip and the bust. And then the center front will be a straight line, whereas the side seam will be curved, and then we will have this dart on the inside. From that point on, the drape looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go in with my pen and mark off the center front, feeling it through here to the widest part of the hip, marking up the side seam. See how easy was that, right? It's shockingly easy to create a torso. It's sometimes even easier than creating the basic bodice sloper, because this doesn't provide you don't have to deal with all of the tiny little cuts and minutia at the waist. And this clean, simple line is going to make it so easy to use your own patterns later on instead of too many lines, too many seams. With that, we are done with this. Super easy. And we're going to go to the back now and create the back slipper. Draping the back of the torso is very similar to the front, and I'm going to speed through that. So just make sure that you have that cross grain marked about mid-back before you start, and then drape the rest of the top half just as you did the basic bodice and the front side. Now you're going to go back in and drape the bottom half of the torso just as you did the front. So first, let's secure that center back, both at the waist and at that hip line, right in the center. Make a few marks, just so we know where it is. Then, starting at the hip line, smooth over from there, over to the side seam, and pin that. And then work your way in between where the armhole sits, all the way down to that hip line along the side seam. So smoothing that straight down. Remove any excess fabric that gets in your way. It just makes it more difficult. I know my cuts aren't perfect. And then we're gonna knock out that dart with our pins just as we did before. Maybe release the tension at the waistline first. Choosing your back dart, you can usually feel in your mannequin where the princess seam line is. Try to center your dart right over that princess seam line. That'll just make things easier later on. If you want to create princess seams, it's in exactly the right place. Once you finish your drape, make sure you mark off all of your design lines, the outside, meaning the hip, that side seam, specifically at the waist, and then don't forget to mark off your dart. I forgot to tell you to do this on the front side, but it's very important. You can make little dots or little slash lines, whatever is easiest for you. And then, again, don't forget, write center back, CB for the center back, and then CF for the center front, and you have got your basic torso drape. You're done. Now that you finished your basic torso drape, make sure you go watch my video on how to true up your patterns. That means taking your pattern from muslin and putting it onto paper, making sure everything matches up, including the side seams and the shoulder seam. That's very, very vitally important because as much as it seems like everything is perfect on the mannequin, you always need to double check when you take it to paper. Okay, so you may be wondering, what do I do now that I have these basic slopers? I've got my basic torso and my basic bodice, and those are boring. How do I make them fashion? Well, I have a few videos coming, and it's gonna show you how to take those draped patterns and the slopers that you've turned them into and use the flat patterning method in order to make them into a lot of the designer pieces that you see. So I will be manipulating both the basic bodice and the basic torso slopers that we've created here, that I'm using my exact ones that I've created, and I'm going to take some designer inspired tops that I found online on luxury websites, and I'm going to show you how to create the patterns for those tops. So it's a really exciting thing, some really exciting episodes to come up. Make sure you follow along, hit subscribe to make sure you don't miss those videos. Give it a thumbs up as usual. I always want you guys to give it a thumbs up, and then click below and I will have the links to those videos as soon as they're live. Thank you so much for watching Sewing with Stephanie. See you later.